Let's go guys, game ketiga, game penentuan antara Geek Fam bertemu tim Liquid Echo. Kali ini Vincent memakai Fanny melawan Haya Karltzy yang tadi game sebelumnya Savage. Pas lawan apa ya? Pas lawan Homeboys, Savage Hayabusanya. Kalian lagi nonton, jangan lupa dibantu like, dibantu subscribe, oke? Thank you guys. Yang komen aja cok, pasti gue bales, aman kalian.
This is going to be a tough one here, but without further ado, we are going to be jumping straight into game here. It is going to be the decider match of the series, Geek Fam versus TLPH, and it is going to be a very important one here because it is going to be a rematch between Vincent as well as Karltzy.
Let's go. Adu mechanic Vincent dan
winning his
Karltzy
against Vincent, but it was Vincent that won the game number 2, so it is going to be a very interesting one.
Kayak yang gue liat Aurora tuh sering dipakai Aboy sama Karltzy. Karltzy baru level 3. Buset, mode farming.
It's a little bit more dynamic. It's not as one-sided as we saw before. Team Liquid, they're not going to put all their eggs in one basket in the early stage of the game, and they're thinking about that late game as well.
Yeah, speaking of late game here, because it feels like Benny QT, you know, he has faced up this matchup before. He knows for a fact that the Moskov is going to be able to somehow win.
Pakai ini cok, pakai Poveus. Apakah buat Harit? Oh, gopsnya digas tapi gops ke Kelomang biar damage-nya berbagi sama Kelomang.
But TLPH is able to just bait out a battle spell.
Okay, Sanford's fine for the moment. They understand the pressure that Gobs was able to have in that previous game. And they're also showing the fact that they want to take him out as soon as possible, right? They don't want that snowballing to happen. They don't want that scaling to happen, especially for the Arlet when he enters that mid-power spike. So that's the choice right now. Luckily for Geek Fam, they were able to kind of deny that pick away. But 2 minutes in, you see that both of these teams are
diganggu Kadera.
To get to that neutral objective. But look at the gold lane. It looks like
Benny QT does some decent amount of damage.
Kadera balik nggak sih? Anjir, ngeri banget cok di tower itu.
The turret himself, and because of this, Benny QT is able to trade it off, and this spear connects.
Karena meninggal itu Kadera cok.
Kadera might have been a lot.
Bahaya sekali. Waduh, Karltzy ke bawah. Wah, Kadera nggak lihat lagi.
He comes in, sees Kadera trying to get greedy and punishes him for it. And now Vincent forces a retreat on Karltzy. Alright, not sure what.
Oh, dia masuk ke turtle.
Huh.
They're not gonna contest.
Waduh, malah ketarik cok. Vincent, nice banget Vincent. Masih belum mati. Baloy ada flicker aman. Karltzy connect. Ih, nice banget sumpah boy. Mati Karltzy. Vincent, nice. Good banget. Gila boy. Orang jago banget cok.
Yep, that was a long drawn skirmish.
Gile. Abu ini bos, jangan disenggol. Udah.
From the nose of Team Liquid, right? Karltzy, I think he opted to utilize that retribution in that 1v1 in that bottom side of the map, but Vincent utilized it again. And now, however, both these teams are going to be resetting. It looks like Team Liquid are holding on to a little bit of that gold lead. But here we go. It feels like deja vu. Both these teams going to be looking for the neutral objective take once again.
Well, speaking of levels here, Karltzy as well as Benny QT, they are leading in terms of the gold and XP as of now. And this is going to put Geek Fam in an awkward spot. Like, you know, it all rides down to whether or not Vincent can do his job. And it seems like TLPH, they are starting to respect this. As you can see, Turtle Skirmish comes in, the Turtle Dance as well. Gobs
Hati-hati. Karl, nice. Karltzy telat. Vincent. Wah, ditarik cok Vincent. Anjir, lagi terbang ditarik cok. Kampret juga nih kajanya ya. Lagi enak-enak terbang ditarik. Mati sih, nice. Gops. Gila, solo kill sana Forza. Ngeri.
That was a little bit interesting in that timing, right? I think Karltzy, what was he waiting for? Was he waiting for that sky piercer to come through
Solo kill
before he
Sanford,
went
bro.
on to the engage? Because maybe if he came in a little bit sooner, that would have ended quite differently. But now Sanford had to fall in a
Sanji.
second.
Oh, Vincent
Waduh,
looking
masih
to try
aman.
and catch on Sanji. He does the
Belum cukup
but
damage-nya
he won't
untuk
be able to
sekali
go in for the finish.
ulti
Meanwhile,
mati.
the spear connects on the bottom lane, but
Waduh, Gopsnya kena
manages to
solo
finish
kill oleh
just
Karltzy.
up on Gops.
He's an Avenger.
Sanfordnya
My
langsung ke
goodness, he
bawah
does get
cok.
the kill, but bottom lane as well from
Hati-hati
YK
Geek
extends
fam.
the fight with Manon
Nice.
Drake, with the Frigid Frost, and JP will fall. And TLPH, they're slowly crumbling here.
Nice
They're
banget
fighting
timingnya
everywhere. Now
Kadira.
Sanford with the Demonic Force tries to dive the backline, but it's just not enough. They don't have the damage. They don't have the tools to continue on.
Yeah, not just yet though.
Hati-hati.
But it looks like Karltzy going to play a little bit aggressively here. Looking for a punish perhaps onto Vincent, trying to take his purple buff away.
Buffnya
Sanji
cok,
and
Fanny
Sanford
penting
are
banget nih.
on their way, and look at this. They might actually go for this.
Dropping the dominance descent coming in.
Tarik
Gops
Vincent.
is looking to try to press the pressure here, but
Nice.
he will secure
Aman,
Vincent's
bro.
purple buff. So that's going to be the objective for now for Geek Fan. But again,
Buang-buang
the
waktu dia.
aggression from TLPH is starting to get a little bit scary now.
It looks like they were trying to bait out that resource, right? Bait out that retribution, but Vincent, very disciplined, doesn't actually utilize it, still going to be able to secure his purple buff without it. So
Turtle
coming into
kedua.
this, Geek Fam does still have that
Mau
retribution to
muncul.
come out and play with against TLPH. Meanwhile, for Chidera, we saw a little peek into his item. He has his first item now, Starlim Scythe. Nowhere near ready just yet, but the fact that he's winning out in the lane is putting some pressure onto Fanny Vincent, especially now that both of these gold laners might want to start participating in these turtle fights.
Yeah, I do see the Thunderbelt purchase up on Gops as well. That's going to be a little bit of a scary one, especially if this Arlet starts to scale. Meanwhile, the Turtle Dance comes in. JP gets the Divine Judgment, pulls Beloyski in. Can they burst him in time? North's Rage comes in, doesn't connect the
Balonnya
stun,
mati.
but it is enough to try and set things up
Terus,
for the
nice,
Frigid Frost.
Vincent.
Kadero able
Awas.
to find Sanford. JP still not able
Aduh,
to catch Vincent
kau
here.
boleh
as he
miss.
almost dies here.
Ah!
QT, he dives in for the spear. He
Nice
couldn't get the
banget,
job
nggak
done, and
mati,
he is
Cok.
going to be the ones to get
Vincentnya.
taken out at
Tapi Turtle-nya
TLPH.
dapet
They've overcommitted and
Team
they will
Liquid.
pay the price.
Oh, wait a
Oh
second,
no,
Chidera.
Kadera, he wants to go for more. Examine Force onto his Karltzy. Does he have the OK Shadow Q? No, he does not, but he does have the protection of tier 2, so it's just not worth it. Vincent also taking tier 1 up top.
See, the trades are not happening, right? Geek Fam are... They've warmed up from game number 1, right? Game number 1 felt like a very one-sided game in favor of Team Liquid, but this time around, right, it feels like Geek Fam have got their fundamentals in check. They have their fundamentals on board. Karltzy was able to get that turtle, earlier on, and that turret trade-in was perfect by Vincent, and now it looks like they're
Jadi
looking for
Baloy
more
di
from the
all
side of
in.
Team Liquid.
Masih ada
I don't
flicker.
think Beloyski will be able to get caught out as easy as they expect. They are still going to be able to protect this turret for
Anjir,
now.
sakit banget ya.
Benny Cutie and JP are looking for a
Zoninya
kill onto Gobs. Not just
si
yet, but
Zax.
it's a complete reset for both of these teams.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to make a lot of plays here, but look at this Geek Fam. They're getting very confident here. They're going to try and stop Karltzy's purple buff, and no, they don't get it at all. So that's going to be Karltzy without the purple buff.
Yeah, for a while he's gonna have to operate without it. So expect that.
Wait a minute.
All right.
What?
All right. Before that kill landed onto Sanford, I saw a boy picking up the Sky Piercer. I didn't expect to see the effects come through that quick, but this really shows that a boy is taking a turn in the mid lane. He is picking up where he left off. He was one of the main pillars in Geek Fam from way back when, and now he's picking that title back up, picking that crown back up as one of the main damage dealers of his team.
This is insane. Like, TLPH, they're slowly trying out a lot of things here, but they are eventually crumbling here. We've seen how scary Aurora is during MSC when nobody believed Aurora was a strong hero. SRG brought into the table, and guess what? Now Geek Fam takes a page off it, and boy is just making it work for Aurora every single game.
Yeah, he's leading actually in terms of gold as well, as compared to Sanji, who just was able to get that Divine Glaive. So hopefully that Divine Glaive does pay a little bit of dividends into the damage. Seeing as, wait a second, let me check. Okay, Beloyski has the Athena shield, but other than that, there aren't many defensive items on the board.
Gila,
Not really
Tormund
sure why
belum ada
he
yang
went
jebol,
in to
menit
quickly
10,
rush the Divine Glaive.
gokil.
Yeah, but now seeing having
Kenapa ya
the
gue
South
selalu ngomong
play, the
gila dan
TLPH is
gokil?
still trying
Kenapa
to have
guys?
Sanji making work by getting a little bit of chip damage onto his turrets here. And Geek Fam, they're starting to scout out that this is actually what TLPH has been eyeing for the entire time.
That setup is imminent right now. We do see that Geek Fam have the better hold. Oh, wait a second.
Oh, here he comes as well. They get the Purify up on Sanji to disengage here. Sanford to actually disengage from this fight. They do bait out the final stash coming in, but it's not that long of a cooldown right now.
And right now, despite everything that's been going on, despite Geek Fam showing a lot of promise in a lot of these team fights and a lot of these skirmishes, Karltzy still does hold the EXP lane. But actually, wait a second, Vincent actually got in that level 13 real quick. He knows that he needs a little bit more to work with in terms of that EXP to get more of
Masih
an
Lord
advantage
level
against
1
Karltzy
ya.
when they go in eventually for the Lord take. But for the moment, it looks like both of these teams, they're looking into housekeeping. They're looking to find a little bit more room to play with and work with as they go in for the Lord Dance. And we can see that Team Liquid are thinking about that far side, right? We see that Benecutie is up top. He should be able to rejoin the fight really quickly because of the global presence he has with his ultimate.
But he's so scared. Like, look at how safe he's playing, knowing that Vincent may or may not be coming in his direction, right? So he is trying to drag these on this later stage of the game. They are hoping that Benecutie is going to be the ones to carry the team. And I think TLPH,
Vincent
got
harus
everything
bak
covered right
dulu.
now. Like, they have a pretty solid game plan, but can they execute it
Tower
and
bawah
get to
tower
the
mid
stage?
belum ada yang jebol. Ngeri, 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 ngeri.
Benecutie doesn't have any defense.
Menit 11.
Maybe that's why he was working a little bit more passively.
Duit sama,
He does have
skor
that
kill beda
Trinity,
2.
however, so his damage is there and his damage
Come on,
is
Geek
ramping
Fam.
up, right?
Ayo,
The
Indo
Rosen
Pride,
staff, the
bro.
Golden Staff as well as the DHS. So he definitely is ready for a team fight. Meanwhile, Chadera is a little bit further on. No Holy Crystal built. Neither is a Divine Glaive. Only the Starlium Sight as well as the Feather of Heaven. So, I don't know. Team Liquid, it looks like they still want to go in for the contest. The Moskov Benecutie is still up top. And I think that's what they're going for. They're looking in for that push in the top side of the map, and then he's looking to join in later on. But look at this.
Conceal play comes in, Divine Judgment to the back lines. They do find one. Sanji first to fall right there. And now a boy finds another kill. They made the mistake. They couldn't find Vincent.
Benny,
and now
Benny.
Geek
Ciro,
Fam looking
dapat
for how
lagi
to play,
si
but
Karltzy,
QT
cok.
will be able to trade a couple ones, but
Aduh,
he
warnya.
is left all by himself. But Sanford
Wah,
is still
kalah
alive.
warnya, guys.
Karltzy is still alive. And one
Ini
fell
aku.
swoop. They are able to trade 3 for 3.
enggak.
And just like that, TLPH, they
Gila
had to
juga
go
kalau
in for an
banyak lagi.
all-out brawl.
Yeah, unfortunate, right? Geek Fam were able to press the issue as soon as it favored them. They
Masih aman
realized
sih
that,
harusnya.
okay, maybe Benecutie is actually
Tower
not
masih
present
pada
in
ada
this
kok.
team fight, and they were
Masih
able
bisa
to
ke
get the
defense.
advantage out of it. However, Benecutie rejoins into the fight with his. Oh, wait a second.
Oh, Vincent, he's trying to make a play
Iya,
there.
Sanford masih terlalu tebal.
The Lord was just huge against Geek Fam. Like, you know, they tried to make a play.
Itemnya
He
Sanford
made the
apa
play,
ya?
but couldn't find Vincent, but
Nah,
despite the chaos,
pas banget.
it looked like Geek Fam
Oh,
was trying to win
COD
almost
doang
winning the fight,
damage-nya.
but Karltzy as well as Sanford were just
Sisanya
left
Radiant
completely
sama
untouched, and
Dominance
now,
tuh
with
mau
this play
tahu
coming in
Dominance.
as well, Geek Fam, they're just fighting every single pixel just to, you know,
Bener-bener buat harit
secure
doang
what they
coy
need to
itu.
get done. And in this case, the purple
Dominance
buff
sama
for Vincent
Radiant.
is going to be the priority right now.
For sure, they really want to allow or disallow.
Tapi
rather,
Dominance bisa
a
buat
way
ini
for
ya, buat
Vincent's
Fanny.
mobility to occur, because that
Masalah
damage
Harit kan
is
juga
there,
lifesteal
and his
kan
mobility
ultinya.
is there,
Skill 2.
and he's been a big problem in a lot of these team fights
Skill
that
2,
Team
skill
Liquid
1-nya
are trying to
tipis-tipis.
commit onto. So,
Absorb.
with that being said, right, you mentioned Karltzy
Ayo,
earlier
masih bisa,
on.
masih
He
bisa,
now
masih
has
bisa.
the Blade of Despair. Hopefully that
Let's
can
go, let's go,
aid
let's
him
go.
in his venture of the damage in these particular team fights. And yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, he's got the Sky Piercer with a decent amount of stacks as well. He's like 6, 1, and 1. So one right okay shadow kill, everyone from side of Geek Fam is gonna drop like flies, and that's something that Geek Fam cannot afford to do. So
Anjir, gila sakit banget, cok.
Beloyski almost dying to it because of this, and Karltzy
Gila, Kadira langsung hilang.
easy kills, and TLPH just
Wah.
finally getting the jump. Tier 3 will fall,
bahaya
and now
banget.
Geek Fam, another one drops down.
Oh,
Godlike
ini Hayanya
for
sih
Karltzy.
terlalu
Double
gila guys
kill
ya.
for him, and now they're looking to close up this
Terlalu OP
game.
guys kayaknya
Vincent
guys.
trying to clear off all the minions, but I don't don't think he can do much. He finishes the ball. He
Nice banget
finds
Vincent,
Karltzy. He
gokil.
resets the Sky Piercer, but
Masih bisa
there's
di
still
defense oleh
minutes.
Vincent.
It's only
Satu
Vincent
minion,
left.
satu
Gobbs
web.
is 5 seconds alive. He's clearing
Buset.
the minutes.
Waduh,
TLP,
kepentok.
they really want to end this game. It's over, and they're focusing on the crystal.
Ada
But
satu
wait,
web.
there's no minutes. Can they back
Ya,
out?
Vincent
The
kabelnya.
crystal, it is being mowed down, and they do get it. TLPH closes out.
Susah sih,
Game number
guys.
3
Udah susah.
takes the series.
Nice try Geek fam.
Down to the wire, but in the end of the day, Team Liquid Philippines
Tim
still managed
ngeri-ngeri
to
banget
come
ya.
up on top. It's definitely a tough game
Nice try,
for
Geek
both
fam.
of these teams.